Growing inside these delicate flowers in Abbotsford, BC, is what's known as the world's most expensive spice, saffron.
Our passion through the farming, and that's why we are expanding more saffron, and we are removing the blueberries from.
We had visited Avthar's farm in 2021. Back then, he had just finished his first harvest, but a few weeks later, it was devastated by the Abbotsford floods. All of this essentially was underwater. But even back then, Avthar told me that he remained committed to making Abbotsford the saffron capital of BC. At Avthar Dillon's family farm, more than 500,000 saffron bulbs have bloomed this year. But he's still facing a key challenge. He hasn't been able to insure the crop.
I try, but they not agree with me. If anything happen again, and I don't have insurance in it.
The province says while crop insurance is not currently available for emerging crops such as saffron, it can be considered if crops prove to be commercially and agronomically viable in BC. Avthar's family remains focused on growing their labor of love. This afternoon, the family gathers around the dining room table, delicately picking the spice strands by hand. For them, the effort is worth it. A gram sells for $50. Now, to make the process more efficient, Avthar has hired more staff and teamed up with this designer to develop equipment to plant and harvest saffron.
If you want to compete on an international level in a place like British Columbia, the only way you're going to really effectively do it is if you develop technologies.
Avthar's success story has inspired more to further innovate with the spice. At Charnjeet Singh's property in Abbotsford is this lab. Scientists are now growing saffron plants in glass jars.
This is the multiplication stage, and every 6 weeks, 1 bottle become 3 bottles. You call it the multiplication the 3 times.
So how does it work? Well, in simple terms, scientists, they scrape off plant tissue, put it in a special nutrient-rich formula called media, and grow saffron and other plants in controlled conditions.
Once we achieve the good number, then we can transfer to the greenhouse. For the rooting, so once the plants become rooted, then we can transfer it to the field.
Their goal is for Canada to produce its own saffron bulbs, free from pests and disease, instead of relying on imports.
I'm getting more experience with the pots and with my tissue culture techniques, so hopefully it'll grow good. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to do it because I love that crop.
And beyond the Fraser Valley,
introducing saffron box.
This Calgary entrepreneur and engineer is now growing saffron as a hobby in a place that you may not expect.
This is Canada-made saffron. Like, who will not want it, right? To grow red gold in your garage.
His prototype uses AI technology to help provide the right conditions for the spice to grow indoors.
So all this is monitored by AI, and then you can take control back from AI whenever you want. You can set up all your systems and manage it from anywhere. CO2, light, intensity of light, humidity, temperature, all that is being measured. These start to bloom magically without soil. And it is like such a beauty.
But growers say these prize bulbs are now facing stronger protections. Both Charnjeet and Vikash got bulbs from Avthar, who sourced his from Kashmir. But Avthar says he's finding it harder to get bulbs from abroad. This government document says exports of saffron bulbs can cause serious repercussions to cultivation for its own growers.
It's a tale as old as time. If I was a government in the region growing saffron, I wouldn't want people exporting the bulbs because it brings the price of the spice down. It never works, however, in the long term, because there are ways, as you've mentioned, to produce our own stock.
This expert says the saffron innovation in Canada shows how more people are exploring the potential of alternative crops, from producing their seeds to processing.
All of these things together can really diversify our industry, make sure we're using our ALR to the maximum, and really growing agriculture to help support Canada's economy and our sovereignty.
Back in Abbotsford, as the sun sets in the Sumas Prairie, Avthar's family works away. Weeks of another fall harvest of red gold, saffron, still on the horizon. Baneet, Braich, CBC News, Abbotsford.